Well, this is a big occasion today, the dedication of New Orleans Square. It's been underway for some time. I think a lot of you folks that have been to Disneyland in the last 2 or 3 years have probably noticed this big hole out here that wasn't filled up. Well, we finally got it filled up. And that big hole is now New Orleans Square. It's quite a project. It's the way I've always wanted to see Disneyland built. When you see the buildings, you see all the decor and the details. It's really a joy to see that it's done in the way that we've done New Orleans Square. For this occasion, we're very happy to have the mayor of the real New Orleans here with us, Mayor Victor Schiro, to help us dedicate the square. And so now I'd like to introduce Mayor Schiro of the real New Orleans in Louisiana, who's going to help dedicate New Orleans to Disneyland.
Thank you, Walt Disney, for that very fine introduction. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome you to New Orleans, believe me. First, I want to say that you and I have something in common. You like children.
We have a mustache.
And you like New Orleans. And we do have a mustache, yes. But you have done more than any man in the world that I know of for the children of our great country. And I think that not only the children, but the parents appreciate you very much. And I particularly appreciate you because you have a soft spot for my city. And to do this here in your beautiful Disneyland at a cost of about $15 million. And by the way, that's more than all the Louisiana Purchase cost originally. Just think of that.
Shows what's happened to the dollar, doesn't it, Mayor?
Well, yeah. He's quick on the trigger. Yes, it shows what's happened to the dollar. But really, we're so proud that you have done this in California. And you know, I think we ought to share this mayorship. You are the mayor of Disneyland, New Orleans, and I'm the mayor of old New Orleans, and so we ought to swap. You ought to go to the city of New Orleans to take over for a while, and leave me here and let me run this proposition. And I think it would be a nice thing. And of course, to make it official, I'm going to have to do something here and present to you an official certificate making you an honorary citizen of New Orleans. So at least we'll have some claim on you, Walt. And this will give you a permit to come to New Orleans and to go through our traffic lines, go through Bourbon Street, drink our coffee, hear our jazz music. Of course, New Orleans, as you know, is the birthplace of jazz. And, of course, if you want, sit in my big black chair at City Hall anytime you so desire. And I'd like now to present to you, would you hold it, please? This medal, which makes you an honorary citizen of New Orleans, a city that is most grateful for what you have done here today, sir.
Well, thank you, Your Honor. Oh, yep.
Excuse me.
Get over here, Mayor. Get over here, Mayor. What do I make the mayor? Don't I make him something? Honorary dictator of the Magic Kingdom?
You've already made me happy by doing what you did for my city. Okay, and we put this on him, of course, which signifies his distinction as an honorary citizen.
Well, you know, I'm a Louisiana colonel.
I know that, but that doesn't rate for this.
Good. Now,
want to throw the mayor around the world, sir?
Oh, yes. Well, I might explain to you folks the why and wherefore of New Orleans Square in Disneyland. Disneyland, as you know, is sort of made up of the various things that represent our country. As Main Street is, you know, it's the turn of the century. It represents the kind of life that was changing then from the horse and buggy on into the electrical area, now the electronic and things. And we have our Adventureland, we have our Frontierland. Frontierland is representing the hardy pioneers and things that really made this country in the last 100 years what it is. And New Orleans comes into this thing in this way. That it was a very important acquisition that we made at the time, that we purchased New Orleans from the French. And I don't know whether many of you are familiar with that deal. That was the biggest real estate deal ever, I think, consummated. the real reason that we wanted to buy New Orleans port. We had no interest in anything but the city of New Orleans. But in negotiating with Napoleon had his hands full over in Europe with the wars and things, and he could only get them up to a certain price for the city. So he told his negotiators, he said, well, throw in the peripheral area and see if you can get another couple million out of them. And so they did, and it made a good deal, and the peripheral area took us clear up to the Canadian border. And that is what is known as the Louisiana Purchase. So it was a great, what you might call, it wasn't a political maneuver, it was statesmanship. Now also you know that the Gadsden Purchase was another part of the expansion of our country, and that is what will be known and be developed later on as the Mexican area over here, because that's when we purchased all of Arizona and the New Mexico territory and things. And remember, we purchased. We didn't acquire it by any other means. We went out and we paid for it, and we bought it. We bought Alaska, and we bought the land from Mexico. It wasn't by conquest that we acquired it. And so I think we should be proud of that. Anyways, that's what New Orleans Square means in this land of Disneyland, which again, its entire theme is based on Americana. So thank you. Now I want to show the mayor around our New Orleans, you know. See how clean we keep the streets. That's what I like.